I did I asked artificial intelligence to give me 10 reasons why the people of Ghana should vote for independent presidential candidate Alan Kyerematen to become the president of Ghana on 7th December 2024. And this is what AI gave me. I will first speak in English and then I'll convert it to Twi as I go along. Enti mibisa artificial intelligence. Mibisa computer ne say ɔmma me nsɛm edu a ɛbɛma Ghanafoɔ ato aba ama independent presidential candidate Alan Kwadwo Kyerematen sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ɔmanpanyin on 7 December 2024. Na sei na artificial intelligence ka kyerɛ me. Answer ne say, say Alan Kyerematen, an independent candidate for the presidency of Ghana in the upcoming elections on December 7, 2024, presents several compelling reasons for voters to consider him. Here are 10 reasons why Ghanaians might choose to support him. 1. Break the political duopoly. Kyerematen aims to disrupt the entrenched political dominance of the two major parties, the NPP, New Patriotic Party, and NDC, National Democratic Congress. He believes that moving beyond this duopoly can foster a more inclusive political environment, reducing divisive partisanship and promoting collaborative governance. The ala airpatcher say the first reason enti a say Ghana for to about mano na obeye ɔmanpanyin on 7 December 2024 ne say obeye president a na ɛkyerɛ sɛ wegu ade na a happen for the last 32 years. Say enye NPP, National Patriotic Party na ɛbɛfa aba no a ɛyɛ National Democratic Congress NDC na ɛbɛfa aba no. Enti sɛ ɔno Alan etumi bɛyɛ ɔmanpanyin as an independent candidate a na ɛkyerɛ sɛ wegu saa ade na happen over the last 32 years a ɛde Ghana akɔhyɛ gɔta mu because say amambuo no ɛnkɔ yie. 2 years of MPP ni NDC. Ebenezer de abeduro nie nneɛma nkɔ yie. Na ɛkyerɛ sɛ saa ade na ya sustain for 32 years no ɛmboa Ghana. Nti de ala pa kyerɛ sɛ yɛnsesa yɛnsa ano na yɛn vote for independent political presidential candidate. Ɔno deɛ number mu no ɔnka sɛ wonyɛ MPP ni a ana NDC ni a ɔmfa wonka ho. So wonim sɛ na wobɛtumi aboa ɔman no cause wonim die na Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen ɔbɛfa waka na mamba hu. Enti ɛno na ɛbɛboa Ghana. 2. Government of national unity. He advocates for a government of national unity that includes individuals from diverse backgrounds, irrespective of political, religious, or ethnic affiliations. This approach seeks to create a participatory governance model that represents the interests of all Ghanaians. Enti ade a Alan ɛpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ne sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ nkabomu amambuo. Nkabomu amambuo a ɔde nkurɔfoɔ ɛbɛfiri sɛ woyɛ for example woyɛ farmer ɔde farmers bɛka ho, ɔde asɔfofoɔ bɛka ho, ɔde imamfoɔ bɛka ho, ɔde teacherfoɔ bɛka ho, ɔde doctorfoɔ bɛka ho, ɔde nursefoɔ bɛka ho. Nti adwuma pii a ɛwɔ Ghana ha no ɔbɛma ɔmo nso anya ano ɛfa sɛ na ɔbɛbu ɔman no nti obetie wɔn asɛm na ɔde aka ne policies ho, ne plans ho, na wa make sure sɛ wɔde ɔmo nso deɛ ɔmo hwehwɛ efiri ɔman mu no from government no ɔno nso so wayɛ ɔmo deɛ ɔmo kyɛfa ama ɔmo, na ɛkyerɛ sɛ ɔyɛ adeɛ na obiara ntumi nka sɛ oh adeɛ na woyɛ no nso m'ani mempɛ, ɛno na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ. Third reason a ɛwɔ sɛ Ghanafoɔ to aba ɛma Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen wɔse economic transformation plan. Kyerematen's great transformational plan focuses on shifting Ghana's economic strategy from mere growth to substantial transformation. He emphasizes the importance of private sector development as a key driver of national progress, aiming to address the country's economic vulnerabilities. Enti Alan say, through the great transformational plan, no, which is more than a manifesto, New Patriotic Party (NPP) and a National Democratic Congress (NDC), omo de manifesto nenam. But Alan Kyerematen I am more chain just manifesto. Why any plan? Wakyerɛ wo sɛ obebu aman no a year 1 obeye sei, year 2 obeye sei, year 3 obeye sei. Wakyerɛ ne nyinaa wɔ saa great transformational plan no mu. Saa yellow book na ɔde nam no wakyerɛ deɛ ɔbɛyɛ biara. Na ɔse ɔpɛ sɛ ɔsesa sɛ na Ghana yɛdwene fa economy ho, sɛ na yɛdwene fa economy ho. Nti ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtwerɛ the document no ɛdwene fa sɛ na yɛbɛtumi de mpuntuo aba Ghana ɛfa dwade nneɛma, trade and industry. Nti ɛno na ɛyɛ the focus of deɛ wɔyɛ no, but deɛ ɔka ne sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ private sector, yɛn a yɛyɛ citizens of Ghana no, ɛwɔ sɛ yɛn na yɛ key drivers of national progress. Ɛno kyerɛ sɛ ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ nneɛma a na first no te sɛ road ne keka ho a government ɛma ɔman no, ɔbɛgye mu ama nkurɔfoɔ a ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmoyɛ project ayɛ road no ama ɔman no, na ayɛ deɛ ɔmutumi de ɔmo din to so, ɔmbɛtumi de toll ato so sɛ ɔkɔfa saa kwan no a, because ɔmo na ɔmo de ɔmo sika ayɛ road no ama areafoɔ no. Saa bi na ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ. Ɛno na ɔfrɛ no economic transformation plan. Nti ɛno third reason a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔvote ma Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen. Fourth reason sɛ promoting inclusivity in governance. Alan supports reforms such as one man, one vote principle within political parties to ensure inclusivity and reduce the influence of money in politics. This will help democratize internal party processes and enhance electoral fairness. So Alan say ɔpɛ sɛ bibi a ɔbɛyɛ biara ɔde ama different facets, nkurɔfoɔ a mofiri aborɔborɔ ahoroɔ ɛbɛka ne amambuo mu na ɔmutumi yɛ adwuma no yie. Na part of ne nhyehyɛ a ɔbɛyɛ, nsesaeɛ a ɔbɛyɛ wɔ ne nhyehyɛ mu ne sɛ ɔno wɔ believe in one man, one vote. Nti obiara nya vote baako. Saa na wɔ believe in. Ɛna ɔpɛ sɛ ɔhwɛ kwan a ɔbɛfa so a ɔbɛ blocking nkurɔfoɔ sɛ ɔmode sika ɛbɛwura politics mu, na yɛde a influence nkurɔfoɔ sɛ ɔmo vote ɔmo a ɔmo because ɔmo de sika ɛyɛ trap ama nkurɔfoɔ no. Ɔmo de sika ɛfefa ɔmo hwene ano ama ɔmo ani abere sika na ɔmo afa so ama influence nkurɔfoɔ no na ɔmo akɔto aba ama ɔmo. Nti wɔ sɛ ɛno bɛboa development of democracy wɔ kurom ha in internal politics ɛna election cramp no obi antumi mfa sika nkɔ fa mu ɛmpɛyɛ president of Ghana because bibia wɔ ne ɛfa ne mbra kwan so. Nti deɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ no, any fourth reason, promoting inclusivity in governance. 5. Alan say ɔpɛ sɛ focusing on youth engagement. Alan say wehu sɛ population no bɛyɛ sɛ 70% ɛyɛ under 45 years old. Nti deɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ne sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtumi shape how a future no bɛyɛ ama youthfoɔ no nkurɔfoɔ no a wɔyɛ 45 years and below no. Nti ɔpɛ sɛ ɔmo nso ka ho na ɔmo ka ne mambuo no ho nti ɔno koraa mpo se ɔbɛma ne nipa a ɔbɛyɛ ne vice president sɛ ɔba power ɔbɛ make sure sɛ nipa no yɛ youth. Ɔbɛ make sure sɛ nipa na ɔbɛyɛ ne running mate as a vice president no ɔbɛyɛ youth. Nti na kyerɛ sɛ nipa na ɔbɛyɛ under 45 years old and below. Also 6 points was say symbol of change was say the campaign no, it says here in English, his campaign is branded under the movement for change, represented by the moniker butterfly, symbolizing transformation and hope. This brand aims to resonate with voters seeking a fresh start and a break from traditional political practices. And he was say Afrafranto symbol no a ɛyɛ movement for change ɔmo ahyɛnsodeɛ no. Ɔpɛ sɛ saa Afrafranto symbol no ɛma nkurɔfoɔ nkuranhyɛ, a symbol of hope. Say because Afrafranto represent fresh start sɛ nhyɛaseɛ foforɔ ɛna it also represent a break from traditional political practices. Nti ɛma hope ɛna ɛsan so symbolize fresh start. Nti 6 point 6 reason a Ghanafoɔ nto aba ma Alan no. According to artificial intelligence, 7th reason Ghanaians should vote for Alan Kyerematen on the 7th of December 2024 is proven leadership experience. Or say, with a background as a former minister for trade, a record of 11 years in total. So here in the Fourth Republic, since 1992, Alan has been the longest serving trade minister in the history of Ghana, with 11 years experience or 11 years under his belt. So he's got a background as a former Minister of Trade and Industry. Alan brings substantial experience to his candidacy. His experience, skills, and understanding of governance are positioned as assets that can benefit the nation during challenging times. Nti, they all kind of say, the 11 years experience as Trade and Ministry Minister under the New Patriotic Party, ɔyɛ adwuma no yie papapapapapa. Nti nkurɔfoɔ hwɛ so a, nneɛma a wɔasua, cause ɛnyɛ Trade and Industry Minister nko ara na wayɛ ambassador pɛn under President Kufuor, and before that no wayɛ a lot of work for United Nations and other African countries. Nti wɔpa kyerɛ sɛ nimdeɛ no a ɔwɔ no from adwuma a ɔyɛɛyɛ for United Nations, adwuma a wayɛ for 13 different African countries, including South Africa. Nelson Mandela ɔyɛ adwuma maa no ɛma ɛsɔ Nelson Mandela ɛsɔ n'ani sɛ wayɛ adwuma no yie papapapapapa. Nti Alan se adwuma a wayɛ ne history ɛne ne track record even as trade and industry minister wayɛ nsɛm adwuma papapapapa waboaboa businesses pii, businesses Ghana owned businesses a ayɛ akɛseɛ akɛseɛ wɔ kurom ha. Wokɔhwɛhwɛhwɛhwɛhwɛ wokɔhwɛ ase a wobɛhu sɛ Alan hyɛ akyire ɔka ho bi ɛna aboa saa company no etu mpɔn wɔ business mu. Nti ɛba sɛ obetumi acreate jobs a obetumi atwerɛ policy a ɛbɛboa ama nkurɔfo etumi etu mpɔn ɛfa edwuma ho a sɛ ɔmo ayɛ ɔmo own business anaa obetumi acreate industries a ɔbɛma nkurɔfo edwuma ayɛ. Ɔno onim sɛ ne background deɛ wayɛ da ɛno na ɛbɛkyerɛ wo deɛ ɔbɛyɛ kyena. Nti wɔse sɛ wohwɛ ne history deɛ wayɛ da no a ɛnsɛ sɛ mopopo sɛ ɔntumi nyɛ ɛkyena obetumi ayɛ aboro so. Wayɛ nneɛma pii a ɛkyerɛ sɛ obetumi ayɛ adeɛ no wayɛ da. Nti ɛnyɛ sɛ Ghana mmombo no a ɔbɛyɛ president no ɔntumi nyɛ. Wayɛ atra Ghana wayɛ nneɛma pii aboa other African countries. Nti ɔpa akyerɛ sɛ kumaa bi ma no so moma ne chance na ɔbɛyɛ president a sɛ ɔbɛyɛ ama Ghana na wayɛ ne papa ama asɔ ani Ghanafoɔ ni. Nti yɛn vote ma no saa na Alan ɛkyerɛ. Point 8. It says commitment to national unity. Kyerematen promotes unity among Ghanaians, advocating for collaborative efforts to address the nation's challenges. His focus is on exclusivity and consensus building, reflects a commitment to serving the interests of all citizens. Enti Alan pa kyerɛ sɛ nkabomu government a ɔbɛyɛ no ɔpɛ sɛ ansa na yɛbɛyɛ biribia no yɛn nyinaa yɛagree sɛ kwan wei so na yɛfa. Nti sɛ yɛn nyinaa agree sɛ kwan wei so yɛfa yɛnya problem koraa wɔ kwan no ho koraa mpo a yɛnim sɛ yɛn nyinaa na yɛagree yɛ. Nti yɛn nyinaa san bɛtena ase biom na yɛsan sa kwan no na yɛakɔ different way. Nti ɔsɛ ɔyɛ saa ɔfeel sɛ ɛbɛboa ama nneɛma akɔ tɔɔtee wɔ Ghana ha. Saa na Alan ɛka. Nti point 8 no ɛno yɛ commitment to national unity. Sɛ yɛnkɔ point 9. Point 9 say vision for sustainable development. Alan emphasizes the need for a cohesive national development agenda that aligns with the aspirations of the populace. Kyerematen's vision seeks to ensure that development initiatives are sustainable and benefit future generations. Nti Alan say enisuadeɛ hu a Nyame de ama no no ɔpɛ sɛ ɔcreate national development agenda na nneɛma na ɔbɛtwerɛ no a ɛbɛboa Ghana nkɔlaa no a yɛba in the future. Nti sɛ ɔni hɔ koraa mpo a adeɛ no a watwerɛ no ɛbɛtumi aboa future generations of Ghanafoɔ because ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtwerɛ adeɛ a ɛbɛboa na Ghanafoɔ nyɛ mpuntuo. Yɛn a yɛte nkwa mu now ɛnɛ ɛne yɛn a yɛbɛwɔ ɔmo in the future no ɔmo nyinaa bɛ enjoy na adwuma papa a wayɛ. Because ne vision no ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ adeɛ a ɛbɛboa future mba nkɔlaa a ɔmbɛwɔ ɔmo in the future. Nti ɛno nso yɛ point 9 vision for sustainable development. Point 10 integrity and trust. The Alan ɛpa akyerɛ sɛ he's a man of integrity. Nti yɛn kind of borɔfo mu wie a na ɛda ne twi. It says Kyerematen positions himself as a leader with unmatched integrity and capable of restoring confidence in political leadership. He aims to unify an increasingly divided nation and address the structural vulnerabilities in Ghana's economy. These reasons collectively position Alan Kyerematen as a candidate focused on transformative change, inclusivity, and a new direction for Ghana, appealing to voters looking for alternatives to the traditional political landscape. The Alan pa kyerɛ sɛ wɔyɛ nnipa bi a obiara di adanseɛ. Hmm? Even Kwame Nkrumah nti kɛse from OKFM edi adanseɛ sɛ Alan deɛ obiara ntumi mfa nkekawa bi ɛmbɛfɔrefɔre no sɛ ɔno wɔyɛ corrupt anaa wɔfa bribe. Wa make sure say through his 32 years and over as a politician no, wa make sure say ɔmfa ne ho kɔfɔrefɔre fi biara any corruption anaa bribery ho nti obi anim ne asɛm a obetumi de asɛn no because obi wɔ asɛm de sɛ wa obetumi de asɛ wɔ anytime. Na Alan say ɔno a gye tum edi adanseɛ sɛ ɔno deɛ ne good name ehia no. So he has protected his good name over the years in his years in politics. And he was say ɛno nti no yɛnto abama no because ɔno deɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ wɔkasa kɛkɛ. Ɔse ɔbɛyɛ a ɔbɛyɛ wayɛ da. Ɔno na ɔyɛ African Free Trade Area no. AfTab no ɔno na ɔyɛɛyɛ. AfTac no ɔno na ɔyɛɛyɛ. Nti wonim sɛ moto abama no a obetumi ayɛ aboro so. Nti ɛno na 10th reason a ɛna wɔyɛ nipa bi a wɔka nokorɛ. Nti ne nokoredie nti no ɔpɛ sɛ Ghanafoɔ nyinaa to abama no na ɔbɛyɛ amanpanyin na ɔbo ɔman no ɛfa ne ntoma pa efra. Saa na Alan pɛ sɛ ɔyɛ nti ɛno yɛ the 10 reasons. Nti maame nkɔ through the 10 reasons ebiom just on the header. First reason why Ghanaians should vote for Alan is to break the political duopoly. Second reason, government of national unity. Third reason, economic transformation plan. Fourth reason, promoting inclusivity in governance. Fifth, focus on youth engagement. Six, symbol of change. Seven, proven leadership experience. Eight, commitment to national unity. Nine, vision for sustainable development. 10, integrity and trust. So this concludes my piece on what AI says about Alan concerning how he can help Ghana and why Ghanaians should vote for him. Now, I would like you to listen to lawyer Yao Asamoah Boabeng's factual introduction and testimony of Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen of Movement for Change, the independent candidate Afrafranto, vying for the Ghana presidential election on 7th December 2024. Very, very interesting.
So, Mr. Kyerematen, with this array of political figures, individuals, entities, is in the running to be president of Ghana. And he has served in this country. He served Nanado as Minister of Trade and Industry, resigned in January 2023 after 6 years, and is now focused on his presidential ambition. He's also served in the same capacity under President Kufuor. So he holds the distinction of the longest serving trade minister in our current democracy. 11 years of being is that not impressive enough for a club? Mr. Kyerematen has an extensive and distinguished record in international trade, public policy, enterprise development, politics, diplomacy, and law. He was a senior trade policy advisor for the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. He was also the regional director for UNDP's flagship program for enterprise development in Africa, which you all hear us talk about. That's Enterprise Africa, which established enterprise support programs in 13 African countries, including the wonderful initiative in South Africa. Recently, we've been talking about it, that of the 7 experts, international experts, who Mandela called upon to help restructure the South African economy in order for black empowerment to take place, included Mr. Alan Kyerematen, 1994. 7 experts worldwide, Mr. Kyerematen was included. So today, if you see South African industry galloping across the continent, Mr. Kyerematen is part of it. He later went back alone to establish Enterprise South Africa out of the 7. Then, as minister for this country, he led the implementation of the industrial transformation agenda. We associate that with 1F and the strategic anchor industries, including the automobile industry, as well as the special economic zone in Kumasi, the new TEMA, the TEMA in Kumasi that's being established at Ejiso. If you have any doubt about 1D, 1F, ask him. He is also the leading architect of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the single most important groundbreaking effort by an African statesman in recent times. The last time Africa did anything for itself was in 1963, and it was driven by a Ghanaian. I don't want to go into the battle of the apostrophes, so I won't mention whether the S is after the F or the S is before the F. The important thing is that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah persuaded Africa to set up a political organization. He couldn't quite reach union, so we had the Organization of African Unity, OAU, which has since been converted into AU. Since then, the only thing that has impacted Africa on a continental scale beyond politics is after economics. Martin is the one who is going to transform Africa for the benefit of Ghana. Economically, that is where the game is. He's been a major consultant, worked in MDPI, UAC. He was a manager in UAC at age 22. Of course, you should know that he's an economist and a lawyer. He's done all the things that scholars like him do, scholarships abroad and otherwise. But what I want to conclude with is the recognition of his talent and capacity. Again, all the way back in 1994. Do you remember Y2K? Who here remembers Y2K? You remember? The fear. When the world was afraid that the world was going to stop because all computers were programmed to end 1999 and we're going to enter 2000. So Time Magazine of America decided to explore and see who in the world will help in case we crossed the line to transform the world. 100 people were selected. Time Magazine is a powerful magazine of international repute. It's man of the year, man of the times, always waited for. And that year, in 1994, they were presaging what will happen in 2000, in case the world was lucky enough to cross, because everybody thought the world was going to crash. Why 2K? They selected 100 people. Of that 100, Bill Gates was included. At that time, he wasn't the Bill Gates you know today. He was fledgling, but they saw his potential. You've heard of Condoleezza Rice, who became the Secretary of State. You know Jeffrey Sachs, who is the leading development economist in the world. In that list was Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen. So tonight, I have the distinguished honor of presenting to you the author of the Great Transformational Plan, the man who dreams public policy, the man who uses policy to transform. He doesn't borrow to make policy. You don't, as he always says, to transform Ghana, you don't need to borrow from the IMF or the World Bank. You don't need to borrow money to do policy. All you need is a pencil and paper and men at work and women at work. I can see my sister Janto, when I said men at work, it's men and women at work. So, on that note, the man of policy, Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen.
I've already talked about what artificial intelligence, AI, says are the 10 reasons why Ghanaians should vote for Alan John Kwadwo Kyerematen. Now, hear what Alan himself has to say concerning why Ghanaians should vote for him on the 7th of
Thank you very
December
much,
2024.
for your very kind introduction. Comrade leaders of the Afrafranto Alliance, otherwise referred to as the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, my colleague, leadership of the Movement for Change and members for the Movement for Change, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'm deeply honored to have this privilege of hosting such a distinguished gathering of la creme de la creme in our media space, and I'm deeply grateful. Throughout the length and breadth of our country, the people of our beloved country are crying for change. And they are crying for change for 8 reasons. First, they want our country to move beyond the monopoly of the duopoly, to move beyond the monopoly of the duopoly of the NDC and MPP. For the fact that these two parties, after 32 years in power, have failed our nation and have been unable to transform our country. After 32 years, we are still in an economic crisis. We have had to go to the IMF for the 17th time. We are unable to keep our lights on. We are unable to have water flowing through our pipes. We are unable to feed ourselves. We are unable to provide basic housing for the underprivileged in our society. Can there therefore be a justification for these two parties to want to continue in government? Is there a real justification? After 32 years, and we are still struggling with our currency, with very high inflation, with all the macroeconomic indicators that point to the fact that our economy in distress. What further testimony do we need as Ghanaians to establish the fact that these two dominant parties of our time have failed to deliver substantive progress to our nation? I'm the first to admit that in some sectors we've had some progress, but overall the balance sheet does not look good. And as men and women, distinguished men and women of the media, as the fourth estate of the realm, it is your responsibility to shape public opinion about demanding substance from those who want to lead this country. We have a responsibility to go beyond the sensationalism and the slogans, and require of those who want to lead substance. So it is clear that people of this country are looking for change. They are looking for an alternative. The NPP has demonstrated that they cannot do the job. Unfortunately, the NDC is not a viable alternative. And that is why you should put your faith and trust in the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, the movement for change, which I have the honor and privilege of leading. Secondly, Ghanaians want us to end the polarization in our society. A divided nation cannot stand. How is it that every single issue now in our country is politicized? It doesn't make sense. How long do we want this to continue? And so when people talk about change, it's not just a question of wanting to go beyond the duopoly. It's also about ending the polarization and the division in our country. And that is why you need an independent candidate who can stand in the middle and stop them from fighting and bring sanity into our country. We've been tolerating for this for too long. And you need an honest broker who is coming to power not to secure the interests of political parties, but to secure the interests of Ghana. That's the kind of leader that we need now. The third reason why Ghanaians are asking for change is that they want an end to the winner takes all syndrome. Ghana is endowed with talent, but because of the winner takes all syndrome, as soon as one party wins power, every political appointment has to be occupied by a card-bearing member or a sympathizer of the governing party. So what is going on now? If you are looking for NDC to come, it's going to be the same thing. Lamem shows. But does it make sense that we must exclude all the talent we have in this country because you are not a politician? It doesn't make sense. Let us mobilize the totality of our human resource and put them to work, and Ghana will rise again. The fourth reason why Ghanaians are calling for change is that they want inclusive governance. Inclusive governance. When the labor unions move onto the streets, when the teachers are also on the streets, when the nurses are crying, it's because they are not part of what goes on in policy formulation. Now, politics is dominated by politicians. But if you go into the matured economies, they make use of the entirety of the country, all the stakeholders, civil society, think tanks, academia, the business community, the professionals, the farmers. That is what you call inclusive government. And that is what representative governance is about. Ghanaians are asking for a government by the people, for the people, and of the people. That is what Ghanaians are asking for. The fifth reason why Ghanaians are looking for change is the lack of continuity in governance. It doesn't matter the quality of the projects that an incumbent government introduces. It doesn't matter. As soon as they go out of power, the succeeding government has to make sure that they truncate all those projects and start new ones. In fact, that is one of the bases for corruption. Because it doesn't matter whether the road that is already under construction is a good one or not. Somebody has to start a new contract so that they can also have a piece of the cake. It doesn't make sense. Right down from President Nkrumah's time, all the great projects that were introduced by our first president, incidentally, there must not be any argument about the pride of place of Kwame Nkrumah in our history. There should be no debate, no argument about that. So there's no continuity in government projects. And Ghanaians want to see a change in this direction. They are also asking for our country to go beyond manifestos, from sound bites and from slogans. We deserve the leaders that we get. You talk about the great transformational plan, they say, oh, it's too complicated. They want statements. Somebody talks about a statement. And is that policy? You vote him into power because of a statement. And he comes into power and is unable to deliver. And now you are up in arms against him when you are voting for statements and sound bites. Have we come to this level in this country with all the great minds that we have, that we are not interested in substance? We just say something. I'm not going to do that. If that is going to cost me the presidency, hey, we are going to deal with substance going forward in this country. That is how the matured economies of this world are where they are because of substance. You are going to stabilize the city. How are you going to do it? How? And you just make a statement. I'm going to give mobile phones 1 cedi pay. Is that a policy? "24-hour economy," that everybody, there will be an opportunity to work 24 hours. Anyway, Ghanaians are saying that they want the substance behind these things. They want the substance behind these statements. Ghanaians are also worried that we've had a constitution for how many years now? Since 1992. And we are still living with this constitution. Again, it has to change. These reforms must come into being because it's part of the reason why we are not transforming, because of the lack of these constitutional reforms. And typical of us as Ghanaians, you appoint a commission, they go around the country, they prepare a nice document. There's a white paper on it. And as the guys will say, Kebashi, nothing has happened. Alan Kyerematen as president will make sure that the reforms are implemented. And the last but not the least, I'm saying last but not the least because it is not the icing on the cake. In actual fact, it is the foundation. Is the need for behavioral and mindset change. There's nothing that is going to happen in this country to improve our lives without mindset change. The negativity, the pull him down attitude, the NATO attitude, no talk action only, the lack of respect for rule of law, lack of discipline. Those are not the values and attitude and behaviors that can put you into the League of Nations. As the Americans will say, it ain't gonna happen. You have to change your attitude. And this is a clarion call, a call to action for all Ghanaians. If it rains, nobody goes to work. A program is supposed to start at 5 o'clock, and people are walking in, like this by at 6 o'clock. So Ghanaians want change. And that is the reason why the movement of change and the Alliance for Change, Alliance for Revolutionary Change, Afrafranto Alliance has been brought into being. And if the Afrafranto Alliance is saying that we have to move beyond sensationalism to substance, then we must demonstrate that for the people to believe in us and to vote for us into power. And that's why we are here, to discuss the great transformational plan. Incidentally, the branding of this plan in itself is pregnant with meaning. And you must give me the opportunity to deliver the pregnancy in December 2024. If you search through artificial intelligence, the phrase great transformational plan points to only one person, Alan Kyerematen. And the three words are significant: great, transformational, and a plan. And it is a plan that is going to move Ghana from our current state of instability to stability, to growth, to resilience, and then finally to prosperity. So it scopes for you where you are now, where you go to the next stage incrementally to the point where there's prosperity and become a first part of the League of Nations. And so please, I recommend this plan, this great transformational plan to you. And I'm speaking to you as brothers and sisters, friends of the media, that you are the ones who can make Ghanaians pay attention to this plan. I know how powerful you are. You can construct and destruct. You can construct and destruct. Now the destruction is too much. Start constructing with the power that you have. And that's why I'm recommending the great transformation. I've called you here tonight not to come and then read the document to you, something that you have authored yourself with the support of your friends who are experts. You know it back to back. But like the Bible, the new Bible for Ghana, everything is here. What you need to make Ghana the place that we all aspire to be in 3 years is all here. All you need is to give Alan the chance and he will deliver on this. So I deliberately made sure that in inviting our friends from the media, I said, read, because it's also an opportunity to get you to read. Read the GTP, because we sent it to you. Read the GTP and come and interrogate the GTP. I'm ready for you. Thank you for coming.
Alan is the Joseph of Ghana, shining bright. In the courts of life, his wisdom paints the night. From the marketplace to halls of my, his heart is pure, his spirit shining right. Guided by the light. Glory be to him, for his strength and grace within. We lift our voice, we sing. Glory be to him. economist with eyes on the prize. Praise him. Lawyer in the fight with truth untold. Amen. Businessman who turned the tides. Politician with the heart of gold. Christ like in his strides. Glory be to him, for his strength and grace within. We lift our voice, we sing. Glory be to him. Alan, and your light that leads the way. In the darkest night, you turn it into day. With every step, you guide your praise. We follow where you stay. Glory be to him, for his strength and grace within. We lift our voice, we sing. Glory be to him.
Oh, and he's the man. Yeah. Presidential candidate, yeah, I can stand over 32 years. He's been paving the way. Economist, lawyer, businessman, politician. Alan is the Joseph of God. Christ-like mold. He's blues a guiding light. Oh, Alan, oh, yeah. Your light we follow. Show us the path. Lead God tomorrow. In the halls of power, he stands tall and bright. Wisdom and grace guide through the land. With every challenge faced, he remains so strong for the people of Ghana. He's a gold line, integrity and all his time right. Alan Kyerematen, shine your light, go Alan, go. Your light we follow. Show us the path. Lead God tomorrow. Oh, God. With Alan by our side. Victory and shine. In Alan we can fight. Go, Alan, go. Your light we follow. Show us the path. Lead God tomorrow.
Oh, let me tell you about a man with a heart so pure and true. Hallelujah. Presidential candidate, Ghana 2024. That is the best, no challenge in his judge. Street economists, wise and brave, feeding us with Christ-like morals. Alan, you guide us through the righteous hand. Alan, yeah. Oh, the 32 years are shining bright. Economists, lawyers, businessmen, politicians with a vision clear. Share you all. Preaching love and hope and peace and stand tall. Listen, filled, no one else cares. It leaves better. Oh, Alan, oh, you guide us with the righteous hand. Alan, oh, God's love, the strength to lead through trials and trials. We believe, yeah, all that's so grand. Ghana's future in His hand. Oh, Alan, Alan, oh, you guide us with a righteous hand. Alan, Alan, oh, yeah, we follow you across the land.
The heart of Ghana, a leader does rise. Alan's the candidate, you see through eyes. With wisdom and grace, he's a Joseph we need. Serving the nation, planting the seed. 32 years, he's made his mark clear. And the climb is bold, without any fear. He's the voice of the people, guiding us slowly. Moral so high, we need a leader strong to carry us home. In this journey of hope, let's take on the throne. A lawyer for justice, a businessman true. With Christ-like values, he's leading us through. Passion is heart, uplifted we stand. Building a future, united we hand. So let's rally together for change on the way. Alan for Ghana, let's embrace the day. He's a voice of the people, guiding us solely, the morals so high. We need our leaders strong to carry us home. In this journey of hope, let's take on the throne. The gospel of love, we rise up and pray. Together we shine through the darkest of days. Let's lift them high, our hopes intertwined. Whatever's the choice, in the name we align. He's the voice of the people, guiding us slowly. Moral so high.